ahead.
Hi, I'm John Charette, CPA, CMA, and founder of Phoenix CFO Solutions. And this is my wife, Bree Charette.
And all my credentials is I know how to spend money and I like to spend money within reason. So today we're going to check out an episode of Bob's Burgers. And John is going to break down what is the finance behind this as a business owner, what should you be doing? And I'm going to look at it from the perspective of like someone, like if I was trying to purchase it myself and I was in this situation.
Yeah, and we'll cover 3 key points. Should Bob buy the meat grinder? How many burgers does Bob need to sell to break even? And finally, how non-financial factors can sometimes influence a decision.
All right, so here we go. We're going to roll the first clip and let us know what you think.
Don't end up in the gutter.
Ugh, it's doing that weird, clanky, wobbly, screechy thing again.
What, you're dingling?
Or is it your butt this time?
I'm guessing you're back?
No, it's our meat grinder. I think it's finally seriously time to get a new one.
Oh, really? But the meat grinder's like part of the family. You watched the kids grow up and never grinded them once.
I know, that was nice of it, but it gets jammed all the time and it fights me unless I wiggle the crank halfway through every turn.
So we're back on your dingling.
Gene?
All right, so we just watched the clip of Bob looking and realizing that he might need a new meat grinder. I am kind of, when it comes to this meat grinder, I find it essential, right? Because you're a hamburger place, so I find it essential. But John, from a business perspective, what should we be even looking at?
Oh, for sure. So when you make large investments into your business, into equipment, buildings, any sort of large investment you expect to monetize over time, the analysis you would want to do on that asset is called net present value analysis. So the first step would be to figure out how much your net cash flows over time, right? So like the time savings converts for Bob. So say $100 in period 1, $100 in period 2, $100 in period 3. You'd want to sum all that up and give a different weight the farther you go out, because $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So over time, like you want to make sure, including when you discount those funds based on a reasonable rate, that it'll pay off in the present. So you're comparing past to present.
Gotcha. So basically, you're needing to add up and being in mind of how much the dollar is and kind of splitting it to make sure, or like adding up the totals to figure out whether or not it is worth buying it, because we need to look at a couple of different factors, right? Of like how much this meat grinder is going to be bringing us in.
Yeah, how much to bring it. So like I say, I'd do it. The first step Bob should do is figure out how much the new meat grinder will save him over time, like cooking faster, or less maintenance. Figure out what those savings are, and then since $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow, so he should adjust those future savings back to today's dollar, and then finally subtract the cost of the meat grinder. So he buys it at period 0, and then ideally, if it's all positive, then he should go with the decision. And if it's not positive, then he shouldn't buy the new meat grinder, even if it is more convenient. It doesn't pencil out.
Gotcha. Okay. So should we look at a little example here of what this could look like for Bob and all of the numbers that go into it?
Yeah, sure thing. Let's go through an example. So for example, let's say they grind $800. It saves Bob a day, which he values at $15 an hour for labor, which means he saves $750 a day over 250 working days. That's $1,875 a year. In years, which is the life of the new grinder, that is a total savings of $18,750. Discount some reasonable rate for Bob, and compare that to the cost. If after discounting, Bob gets $10K in present value benefit, then it looks like a good investment. The takeaway is Bob should only buy the new grinder if the money it saves measured in today's value is more than what it costs.
Gotcha. Okay. So now we have this example right, and we know what we should be doing when it comes to this. But I kind of want to see what goes into how Bob even makes this decision for himself, because right, if you don't have someone who's with you who's a financial person, you're kind of just making purchases on vibes and hoping for the best here, right?
For sure. That's why you should always work with a financial professional when making decisions.
Right.
There you go.
I definitely think that maybe let's see what goes into Bob making this decision when it comes to this.
We don't have any hand crank meat grinders because we live in the present day now. All we have are these electric ones.
Oh, these cost more money than my old one did.
This one right here will grind between 4 to 5 pounds per minute.
Whoa, that would take me like a half hour with my grinder.
Yeah, this thing doesn't just grind meat, it makes time.
It makes time. Wow.
There's still magic in this world.
I have a credit card.
Okay, let's get that out.
It makes time, right? When it comes to this, I mean, like, I mean, it's going to make him go faster. So in my brain already, I'm already saying go for it. Because if you're one, like, right, to me, the time he's saving would be worth it in the end. Why make your life harder when you can buy something new?
Because you want to make sure it pencils out. You want to make sure it all works out mathematically. So another form of analysis Bob can do, I guess this would be overall for his business that he should consider, is how many burgers he needs to sell. It's called cost volume profit analysis.
So how many burgers versus how much you were getting out of the meat grinder?
You're almost there. Okay.
Okay.
So what you want to do is take your fixed cost plus whatever target profit pre-tax that Bob has in mind, divided by the sales price per burger minus the variable cost per burger. So fixed costs are essentially costs that don't change with volume.
Which would be what?
Rent,
Okay.
Insurance, things that don't really change month to month regardless of burger output. Like you'd want to take that, take that amount, add it to your post, like your pre-tax profit, and then divide that by what it's called contribution margin, which is your sales price, so $5 a burger minus how much in variable costs, and variable costs are costs that change with output. So the more burgers that Bob sells, he'll need more lettuce, cheese, and buns, stuff like that. So to do a thorough analysis, I guess it's not just the meat grinder, but of his overall business, he should consider like how many burgers do I need to sell given my fixed costs to break even.
Gotcha. All right. So our fixed costs are going to be our wages, insurance, everything like that. Rent, our wages. Where our variable cost is going to be the more burgers, the more things we need. Yes.
Yeah.
More buns, more cheese, more lettuce, all of those different things that are coming onto it. Okay. Got it. Okay. So what would be an example that we could look at when it comes to this? So like, let's go for that example.
Yeah, so it's for example Bob should do to analyze his business. He should say, for this example, Bob sells a burger for $10, dollars in variable cost, and that gives $4 contribution margin, which is the official term for that number. Those fixed costs are $4,000 a month. Break-even burger sales are 1,000 burgers a month just to cover his fixed costs, and any sales above that would be profit, even if the grinder reduces variable costs or labor over time. Bob has to generate enough volume to cover those fixed costs associated.
All right, so now that we've looked at this example, we do need to talk about what, as a financial person, like what are you thinking that Bob should do in this moment in time, right? Because again, if I'm looking at those fixed costs and those variable costs per burger, I'm not a financial person, so I don't know if I would ever be able to determine that. But as a financial person or as a CPA, what do you think that Bob should even do?
Yeah, so the first things first, I would look at kind of how much of his business is fixed versus variable, because the more fixed costs he has, the good thing there is more, if you're a higher composition of fixed costs, once you go past your break even, you get more of your dollar after your break even sale, because you have less variable costs as a composition of your business. So that's kind of a value there. That's a big value of having a majority of your business being fixed costs. Again, it's called operating leverage. That's why it's really good to invest in machinery and equipment to replace other aspects of your business, so that you can, once you clear that break even, you keep more. But the issue is if Bob's restaurant's empty and he has all these fixed costs because he's automated so much of his processes. The issue is you may not be able to afford all those fixed costs if you're not even making your break even.
Okay, so what should Bob do is the question.
So what should Bob do? Yeah, I guess if business is good, Bob should try to invest in more machinery and automation. But if it's not as good, he's not making as many sales, and sometimes I think he only has 2 customers in this restaurant most of the time, then it'd be good to keep your costs mostly variable, because that way you can deal with the fluctuations in business until you really hit your stride.
All right. Well, then let's see what Bob starts to do.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot of different variables happening here, and we kind of have to listen a little bit more of what variables that Bob is even taking into consideration, because what I would take into consideration would probably be more along the lines of how Bob's thinking if he doesn't have a financial advisor. So let's look at the next clip to see what is Bob considering, what does he do about this. So, all right.
Oh, look who's the early bird nerd.
Yeah, with the new grinder, I was done downstairs pretty quick. Now I'm just figuring out what to do with my morning. Organize paperwork, maybe. Learn French or Spanish. It's just freed up a lot of time.
Too bad we're already grown, Papa.
Yeah, you could have spent more time with us, but you blew it.
Yeah, oh well.
Do you want to come with us to the park?
No, I'm busy.
Okay.
All right. So basically, what we're seeing here is that Bob buys it, one on sale. Sale means that we saved us lots of money, right? Now we're seeing that Bob is honestly has if anything, too much time on his hands, which is a little concerning because there's no one in his restaurant right now. A little concerning. But on the perspective of family, I feel like the time that he's saving, he could spend more time with his family.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see as Bob's attitude changes. I mean, he's freeing up a lot of time, but it's not really yeah, he's not really doing a lot with it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how he's feeling throughout the we'll keep seeing how he feels throughout the episode.
Yeah. All right.
One burger of the day.
Come to Papa, my lunchtime lover.
I don't like it when you call the burger your lunchtime lover.
I thought you said it was okay as long as it wasn't every time.
Fine.
Well, I won't say it next time. I'll just think it.
No, I was just, seeing what you think of the burger.
That's good.
Yeah, and?
It fills an empty hole inside of me. It's the one time of the day that I feel okay.
Oh, sorry. I was just asking about the burger itself, because I got a new meat grinder.
Oh, I kind of bared my soul there. You talking about how does this meat taste?
Yeah, does it taste any different?
Okay. Now I'm getting something. There it is. Different. Really good, but not too different. Is that right?
It's whatever you think.
But is it what you want me to think? I didn't know there was going to be a quiz today, Bobby.
Do you want to see it? Fast, huh?
So fast.
This part lights up.
Does it?
Yeah, it's a little work light, I guess. Or maybe for parties?
It's a really nice meat grinder.
You notice anything else? I organized those shelves. I mean, I started to.
Jeez. I feel like you should put a sheet over the old one so it doesn't have to watch this.
I always pictured its eyes were on the other side, so it's staring at the wall.
You think the eyes are on that side? The eyes are on this side.
All right, you know what? This is over. Let's go back upstairs. I'm going back up.
All right. So basically what we're seeing is now Bob is coming to realize, right, like, yes, this is saving him time, but, lunchtime lover over here doesn't even notice.
That's like the really good situation, okay? It's saving you time. What your customer doesn't notice. Like, this ideally is a pretty great investment. Now, if you could scale up, like, and doing more things with his time, like advertising, marketing, figuring out where you can negotiate costs elsewhere. Like, there's opportunity here to definitely, like, expand, like, given that the customer, like, I mean, your customer is your most important person in your business. So the fact that they're
Consistent.
they're pretty, like, this is win-win. This should be really good.
Yeah. So basically, right now, like, this is a really good thing, though, that he did this because it's giving him time to maybe focus on getting more people in his shop right now.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of things. You should definitely double down. You definitely have the advantage with you. You bought this meat grinder. So far, it's saving you a lot of time. Clearly, a lot of time. You have all of this time in just to mope around your restaurant, and definitely time to deploy that in different aspects of your business.
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's look at the very next clip so that we can figure out what Bob actually decides, right? Because we're seeing this overlay of all of the different things that he's going into it, right? From him making the decision to buying it to now having kind of too much time on his hands. So let's roll the next clip to see actually, like, what ends up fully happening, I guess, by the end of this episode.
Look, this electric grinder is amazing, and sure, it saves me a lot of time. Too much time, maybe. I don't have a lot of hobbies. Anyway, I thought it was the same end product, but quicker, but I don't know if it is exactly. I think they taste a little different, and I think I know what the difference was. With the old hand grinder, yeah, it was hard to crank it, and it'd fight me, and sometimes I'd swear at it, but the meat wound up having a little bit more texture. You know what I mean? More complexity. More like it had been through something. I mean, it had been through a grinder, obviously, but I don't know, maybe it's all in my head. I guess I miss that grind. I need that grind. I mean, it's kind of a metaphor for life, really. We get older, and it beats us up, but we also get more textured, more complex, more beautifully ground up into delicious burgers.
So you want to return it?
Yes, please.
There's a restocking fee.
Yep, I figured. Okay.
And you saw the line of people behind you.
Oh my God. Sorry about that.
Okay, so it sounds like we are gonna get older and grind it up a little bit, and
Bobby, no,
um,
it was, I don't know, it was a win-win. I think the fact that customers liked it, it saved much time, but I guess this does go into the non-financial factors of running a business. Sometimes emotions get the best of us. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. Like missing that, I guess that old process really got to them. Yeah, just non-financial factors can be super powerful,
yeah.
and sometimes numbers don't matter. Like Bob could have done all that, could have invested in all sorts of things in time wise since he was saving so much time. Clearly, him having time to consider learning French.
Yeah.
So,
The fact that he was concerning or deciding whether or not he wanted to actually learn French is kind of funny, because like what a hard language to learn. But it seems like nonetheless he really just wanted that nostalgia, and I think that that's something that makes this show so good. When we talk about just a show, right? Like the show is just all of the characters are really funny, and all they have their all personalities and everything, right? And we're looking at this from a financial perspective, but I think that it seems like whatever Bob is doing, he's doing something right in order to continue his business and grow it with his kids. So,
emotions, yeah, sometimes emotions outweigh numbers when making decisions, and I mean it's not just Bob. I think it's a lot of people. So it's good to I think have a financial professional that will help you work through this process. Because if I was Bob's advisor, his financial CFO, I would be like, I would think really hard about that. You could do a lot of things with that time in terms of doubling down into your business. But if that's just not where if like being on, it's important to be honest with yourself. That's like not really what he wants to do. If he just wants to have enough to sell and like afford to run his business and be with his family, then I guess like hey, like good on you. I mean that's just a decision you have to make and own it.
Yeah. So like as a financial advisor, a CPA, right? Like yours is to take into account for all the different variables like we're talking about today. But something with a business owner is that we have that nostalgia, we have that love for different things, and so we got you as a CPA are able to take into consideration when helping your clients make decisions.
Yeah, I think you're at the end of the day like the client's the one in charge, and if that's what they want to do, I mean that's even if I wouldn't necessarily agree with Bob. I mean, I would respect his decision and just be like, okay, as long as you're okay with it. I mean, if you want to own that decision, then like, good for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Coming along our journey with Bob, in order to get this, started and figure out what he needed to do. But thank you.
Yeah. So this is our episode of Thank you, Bree, for making an appearance. So this is our episode of CPA Reacts for Bob's Burgers. We touched on a lot of key concepts: net present value, cost, volume, profit analysis, and how sometimes feelings can outweigh numbers in a decision. So if you liked this breakdown from CPA lens, hit the like button and subscribe for more CPA Reacts. And comment below for other shows you'd like us to talk about and take from a different perspective.
Comment.
Exactly. And if you run a business and do want a CPA, CFO in your corner, feel free to go look in the description and book a consultation call, and maybe we can do better than Bob.
All right. Bye.
Bye.